Good morning, Pastor Larry Edwards here. Just dropping a line to you early in the week just to say hi, and I guess just a means of touching base with you, encouraging you. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm having my cuppa, just mulling over some thoughts and thinking about a couple of things I want to share with you. They're pretty challenging times, aren't they? And in family life, we find different ways of coping, different ways of finding support, of diverting our attention away from the fact that we're locked in. And one of the ways that many people are finding to deal with the situation is by buying a dog. And there's been a tremendous desire to have a dog, and people have been inundating sellers of dogs with requests to buy or purchase a dog. Consequently, the price of dogs has gone up enormously. And for those of you who have pets, can understand why folk would want to have a pet around at times like this. Pets, they provide a little bit of comfort, don't they? Dogs they can be real mates. They sit on your knee, and they tell you that they want to go for a walk even, and they get you out of the house. And they come up for a pat, and you patting them and expressing your care or your love for them is a way of finding peace for yourself, a way of finding comfort for yourself. So they're a great comfort, aren't they? And some even allow them to curl up on the bed and go to sleep with them down the foot of the bed. We have a whole range of attitudes in regards to animals and dogs. I remember some years ago I went on a trip to Alaska, and there was a Canadian family there, and one of the lasses there, who was a daughter of the guy who was on the trip, she was expressing the desire to become a vet. And I jokingly said to her, well, you've got to be very careful, especially with dogs, because they're, you can't believe they're very untrustworthy. You can't believe them. And she looked at me, and I began to tell her the story about this dog who was with its owner in a restaurant, and this fellow comes in and he sees the dog talking to its owner, chatting away, and he thought to himself, well, this is incredible. I could make a lot of money out of this dog. And so he goes up to the owner and he says, how much do you want for the dog? And the guy says, look, mate, I wouldn't disappoint you. He's not for sale. And the fellow went back to his seat, and he was a bit puzzled by all of that, and he kept looking, and here's the dog chatting away, and he thought, I really must have that dog. So he goes back to the owner once again. He says, how much do you want for the dog? Come on, you name your price. And the owner says, look, mate, I wouldn't disappoint you. Not going to disappoint you. He's not for sale. And he went back to his seat again, perplexed by this answer. And he kept watching, and he saw that the dog was chatting with other people, and he thought, I'll go and have a chat with the dog, So he goes up and he starts a conversation with this dog. And the dog tells him he's been over to Vietnam, he's been cited for bravery, that he's had an audience with the Pope, that he's been over to see the Queen. In fact, he's been recognised in his own country, in the United States, for his heroism, and he's received an award for that. And he's been to so many different places and countries. He's appeared in a film and as his own, the star of his own show. I mean, he just went on and on and on and on. And the fellow thought, that's it. I really must have this dog. And so he went back to the owner and he says, look, come on, surely you can sell me this dog. And the fellow says, look, mate, I wouldn't disappoint you. He's not for sale. So the guy, he's perplexed. And then he says to the owner, he says, why do you keep saying to me that you disappoint me? Why do you keep saying he's not for sale, that you wouldn't disappoint me? He said, well, it's like this, mate. That dog, he's the biggest liar. He's never been out of the backyard in his life. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I told her that joke. And, of course, we in our heads, we think that dogs we think that they're pure and innocent, and we think that most part they're genuine. We look at them and the way that they respond to us, it's all love. But I once had a guy who was teaching me counselling say to me one very good word of advice. He says, never trust a dog with your food. Never trust a dog with your food. Why is that? Because their love of food can cause them to get up onto the table and eat your dinner on your plate. And that's been known to happen, even in our house. That's been known to happen. So dogs are motivated by lots of things. They're motivated by the love that you show them. They're motivated by the food that you give them. They're motivated by the walks that you give them. Oh, you should see our dogs when we talk. We use the word walk, or we put our shoes on. Wow, that's enough. They come from all sides wanting to go out, and they start grabbing the lead and not allowing you to put the lead on them, and oh my goodness. So I thought I'd introduce you to a few of my friends who have fleas, and they're all different, just like people. They're all different. You have the rambunctious one, constantly in your face, wanting to get in your territory, pushing others out to get there. And you have the other one who's very possessive, doesn't like other people or other dogs coming into its territory, and will sit on your lap and growl when others attempt to do so. And then you have another quiet little one who's hardly got any teeth, but will attempt to bite if someone encroaches, a dog in particular comes to encroach on its territory just to try and steal its little bit of food. It will make out as if it's about 20 foot tall. So you have these characteristics. And so let me introduce you to our dog family. The first one you're going to be introduced to is Munchie. Well, we call her Munchie. Her real name is Shelby. And sitting on my knee is Murphy, and Murphy's the other one who's a little bit more on the reserve side. He came from a pretty poor background, and he had some bad behaviour traits, and we've trained him a lot. He's much more mellow these days, not so snappy, and he's very, we use the word in Spanish, pegada. He's very stuck to people, particularly me. He's becoming more stuck to me, and I'm becoming more of his owner, although he belongs to my daughter Sarah. And then the third one is Lily, the little Chihuahua who's up in years, that's Mum's dog, and of course you'll see her in this video. So I'd like you to watch this video and just see these different friends of ours, family members. Come on in, come on, oh, come on in, come on. Come on in, come on in. What are you doing up there? Oh, hello. Get your tail out like this. Oh, 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 He's my daughter Naomi's dog, and he came in through the dog rescue that she has, and so from time to time we see Ollie. Ollie, come on, stand up. Up you come. Oh, that's him. You like that? That's my friend. Oliver, shake hands, Oliver. Shake hands.
Get him sit first.
Sit. Okay, shake hands. Shake hands. Get up, you oh, get out of it. What are you doing, Ollie? Huh? What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Come on.
Time to sit.
Oh, sit. Shake hands. Good boy. Good boy, Ollie. Now, what about barking? He does a bark on command. Ollie. Bark. Oh, well done. Do it again. Bark. He gives us a great deal of pleasure, does Ollie. This is Lily. Hello, Lily. And she likes treats. There she goes. A carrot. Now, Lily doesn't have any teeth to speak of, so she takes a long time to eat the carrot.
If she doesn't, she goes and hides it.
And sometimes she hides it because here we have Murphy. See? And there she's gone already to hide or get out of Murphy's way because Murphy likes to steal the carrot. So now we have put her in hiding. But she's still not secure. She's looking around, wondering what to do. So how does a dog without any teeth eat carrot? Mostly suck it, I think. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit gone.
Got back teeth, no front
She's
teeth.
got back teeth, no front teeth. So how old is Lily, Sharon?
Lily is 11.
11. And she's quite capable of giving the others a bit of a snip. Not that she could hurt them, but she reaches out with her teeth and has a little snap when they get too close to her, or she doesn't want them invading space on Mother's knee. So this is Sharon's dog. Shelby is a mixture of Sarah's dog and Sharon's dog, and Murphy is Sarah's dog, but fast becoming my dog. And of course you saw Ollie, who is Naomi's dog.